I was I was working as an outfitter out of Pinedale, and it was a big snow, and I found myself with a night off. So called the wife, got a motel, told her to come up. It's you get precious time for romance when you got two kids and a job that keeps you up in the mountains half the year. Emily was 16 at the time. Casey was 5. You could trust her. She was a good girl. We lived on the res, not far from Wilma's parents. Should have had him stay with them. Well, word got out that we were out of town. And so some of Emily's school friends came over. And then some more people showed up. And then some people she didn't know showed up. And then I don't know. There's probably a lot that I don't want to know. Natalie is the one who called us and told us that Emily was missing. Said she was worried. They were best friends, and she had every right to be. You try so hard to do everything right, to plan for everything, and we let our guard down. You're going to have kids someday, and let me tell you, you can't take your eye off of them for a minute. Some guy who was moving his sheep up near Wind River, he found her. 20 miles from the house. How she got there, what happened, I don't know. He couldn't get much from the autopsy because the coyotes, they got to her pretty good. And I've been killing those sons of bitches ever since.
I was working as an outfitter out of Pinedale. There was a big snow and I found myself with the night off, so grabbed a motel room and told my wife to come up. Just her. You get precious little romance with 2 kids and a job that keeps you on the mountain half the year. Emily was 16, Casey was 5. You could trust her. She was a good girl. We lived out on the res, not too far from her parents. I should have made him stay with Wilma's folks. I guess word got out that we were out of town. Some school friends came over. Some more came over. And then, I don't know. A lot I don't want to know. It was Natalie that called us the next day, told us Emily was missing. They were best friends, and Natalie was worried. She had the right to be. You try to be so careful. Try to plan for everything. Emily was a good girl. We let our guard down. You'll have kids someday, and let me tell you, Jane, you can't blink for 18 years. Not once. Some guy was moving his sheep near Wind River. He was the one who found her, 20-some miles from our house. How she got there, what happened, I don't know. Couldn't find out much from the autopsy because the coyote's been at her pretty good. And I've been killing those sons of bitches ever since.
I was working as an outfitter out of Pinedale. There was big snow, and I found myself with the night off. So I got myself a motel room and told my husband to come up. Just him. You get precious little time with 2 kids and a job up in the mountains half of the year. Emily was 16. Casey was 5. We lived out of the res, not far from her parents. Should have stayed at the Wilma's, folks. I guess word got out that we were out of town and some school friends came over. Then more came, and some people came that weren't our friends. The get-together turned quite a party, and then, I don't know. A lot that I don't want to know. It was Natalie that called us. She told us that Emily was missing. They were best friends, so Natalie was worried. She had the right to be. You could try so hard, but still, you can't. Until you have kids, let me tell you, Jane, you can't blink for 18 years, not once. There was some guy moving his sheep. He was the one that found her. 20-something miles from our house. How she got there, what happened, I don't know. Couldn't tell us much what happened because of the coyotes got to her pretty good. I've been killing those sons of bitches ever since.
I was working as an outfitter out of Pinedale. There was a big snow, and I found myself with a night off. So I grabbed a motel room and told my wife to come up. Just her. You get precious little romance, along with 2 kids, and a job that keeps you in the mountains half the year. You know, Emily was 16, and Casey was 5. Yeah, you could trust her, and she was a good girl. We lived out on the res not far from her parents. Should have had him stay with Wilma's parents. I guess the word got out that some school friends came over. We were out of town. Then more came over. Then some people came over that weren't her friends. The get together turned into quite the party. And then I don't know. There's a lot I don't want to know. It was Natalie that called us the next day, told us Emily was missing. They were best friends, so Natalie was worried. She had every right to be. You try to be so careful. You try to plan for everything. And Emily was a good girl. And we let our guard down. And let me tell you, Jane, you can't blink. For 18 years, not once. Some guy was moving his sheep near Wind River, and he's the one who found her. 20-something miles from our house. How she got there, and what happened, I don't know. I couldn't even find out from the autopsy, because the coyotes got to her pretty good. And I've been killing those sons of bitches ever since.
I was working as an outfitter out of Pinedale. Pinedale. And there was a big snow. I was with the night off, so decided to go over to a hotel. Don't want to come with me. You get so much little romance time with 2 kids and a job that keeps in the mountains for 6 months, half a year. Emily was 16 at the time, and her younger sister, Casey, was 5. I went far from my wife's parents. We should have stayed with them. I guess word got that we were out of town, so when we decided to invite some of our school friends over, then more came, and then some people came that she didn't know. It turned out to be a little get-together, turned into a party, and the rest I don't know. I don't want to know. Then the next day, Natalie called about Emily. No one's ever seen her. And they were very close friends. And she was very worried. And to be honest, she had a right to be. I mean, you just try to be so careful. You don't plan everything out. And in a split second, you let your guard down. And you'll get kids someday. Let me tell you, Jane, you don't want to take your eyes off them. For 18 years, you were right by their side. Some guy was moving his sheep up near Wind River. We found Emily 20-something miles from our house. And I couldn't see much from the autopsy because the coyotes, they got her good. I'm trying to kill some bitches ever since.